Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm actually not in our studio. That's why you see me zoomed in like that. And I am at our Minnesota branch. So I am doing that via Zoom. So let's get started with our webinar today. So today's webinar, it is about political donations. So a lot of times folks ask about political donations, or they're asked about nonprofit organization, the neighborhood activities donations, what is deductible, what is not deductible, or the recipient side, oh, I got this money, is it taxable or not? So let's just kind of cover this piece today with all of you. So I will share my screen with you. Just bear with me. So you have my other screen, and here you see our website. You see our website. This is really where, this is the hub, right? This is the hub where we service our client, and you can see all of these links on the top, like onboarding with us. This is designed for busy entrepreneurs. You just don't have time to even call us during the day. But in the evening, you woke up and you're thinking, man, tax due date is October 15, hasn't really done anything with my tax yet. Let me upload document to Community CPA. I know they will get back to me next day and I'll get my taxes done still on time. Then our appointment button is really where you can make appointment with our partners. These are all partners, and you can make your appointment. And then we also have the other buttons like pay invoice, where you support us for the services we provided to you already. And the client portal, this is where our client log into their private portal and see all of the works that we have done, or email their tax returns or financial statement to the bankers and things like that. You can do, of course, we have payroll portal where you can put in your employees' hours and we process your payroll and you can see the payroll reporting, all of that. So this is the website. It is really a hub that we want everybody to know what that is. So I hope that you come to our website. Of course, we have the YouTube channel where like this one, 10 best tax planning opportunities for 2024. There's no reason why you don't listen to that, because you want to know. And I knew that folks who are getting into a habit to do tax planning with us knows that how important that is. So make sure that you give yourself the chance to know how to save your taxes. I'm not talking about having you do under table deals and do gray area deductions. No, our tax planning is strategic, and we know what you do with your business, how you grow your business will help you to deduct. I, in fact, reviewed a case yesterday. The difference is that if we review this case before it happens, and it will be $1 million less taxes paid. So this individual actually did a transaction without consulting competent tax professionals, overpaid $1 million taxes. Serious. And I am not blowing buffaloes here. And I'm not a serial liars either. And I tell you the truth. So that is the difference between you rely on the professional or not. Then of course, let's get started with what we really are talking about, political donations, right? And our next screen is talking about our firm. This is what we always bring this slice up to give you an idea of our firm. So we are a 5 branches CPA firm in this country. We are one of the largest Asian owned. I classify myself Asian, okay? I am Mongolian Chinese and immigrant from Canada to US. So I am, you can kind of, maybe to be complete, I would say that Mongolian Chinese, Canadian American. How about that? So I come through this journal into creating our firm from 1998. Now we have 40 professionals, 5 different branches. We have 12,000 clients, and every day we are expanding our business. So I am the CEO managing partner. So yes, you're looking at the person who is responsible for the growth of the firm, who is responsible for the quality of the service, who is also responsible for the moral campus of the firm to go on what direction, what do we support, and this is core values that we as accountant can offer to all our business people. And we also can tell you that I am an author as well. I wrote these 2 books. I am writing the 3rd book, which is 2 p.m. And I have a 6 p.m. to come in. So 8:10 to 6 p.m. that gives the journey of a business. So we want to teach folks about, start up a business and growing your business, then expand the business beyond yourself. And the last, retiring or repurpose of your life, right? Nobody works forever, and I don't plan to work till 80s. So I do know that at some point of time, people do retire or repurpose of their life. So I want to write about that when I'm there. So for right now, I'm at the stage where 2 p.m. is all about. We're expanding the business, we're growing. So I want to write about my journey of expansion. I also want to incorporate my client's journey of expansion. So hopefully I bring you a book that is so vivid, so real, so practical, and you learn from it. All right. So no responsibility disclaimer. That is always something that we try to warn our viewers. So, in the end, internet offers a lot of opportunities and a lot of ideas. So whether you take those opinions, you implement those ideas or not is really you, right? So make sure that you take responsibility for the knowledge you got, and don't just listen to me, listen to everybody, but make your choice of who you listen to going forward. All right. Political donations and nonprofit charitable donations are not the same. It's not the same. That's why I want to bring you to this chart first. So we clear our path, then we talk about political donation. And a political donation often contributed to support the candidate or parties that align with their region values and the political preferences, right? So in today's presidential election, you hear who and who endorsed, whichever organization endorsed which candidates. That's a political donation, political endorsement comes with money, okay? So they donated, they put in the money to support candidates. That's political donation. They may seek to influence election outcomes and policy decisions. See that? So, for you to support a candidate, for example, if the candidate is supporting for medical, say insulin, price reduction that has done by Biden's administration. So maybe the big farmers are not so thrilled to do political donations to Democratic Party just because they are lowering their profit margin. But you also have big farmers, they are actually for this election cycle, they're not about deductions. They're about patriots. They want to make sure the country goes on the path that has determined by the Constitution. They didn't really want some kingship coming in to the country. So they might still vote for the candidate's support for the party that on the surface is not really directly related to their bottom line. There's a lot of business are making that choices. There's a lot of Republicans are making that choices today's world. So political donations are generally not tax deductible. So means that if you donate to a campaign and don't use your business credit card, your business checking account, you should use your personal money to donate. That is how I do my donation. I actually use a personal credit card to make my donation easy and to go online. So that's what people do, because you should not be deducted any donation, political donations into your business. The donors may need to disclose their contribution if they exceed certain thresholds. So political donors will be listed somewhere, because there is an organization, later I will tell you, they do compliance on these political organization. They need to know that the donation is really coming from the public support or coming from those donors, and that they want to see that clearly. And you may hear a little noise about Oklahoma superintendent were using school money, using public fund to purchase $3 million worth of Trump Bible. And that is literally a political donation, but it's made by the school, which is not a proper way to do political donation. Remember, political donation really should not be coming in as as being seen as a business conduct. And the superintendent, Ryan Waters, I don't remember his name, and he is using public funds buying to support Trump campaign by paying $3 million for the Trump signed a special version of Bible. That is on internet. You can search. I do not know whether the media influence, the media attention would change the course of the donation, how that would be run into. Is that going into a PAC fund for Trump organization, Make America Great Again organization, or that went into Trump personal profit? We don't know all these details, but obviously it's a great business idea and great business great business path, I suppose, to know that you can sign a Bible and sell it for money. In terms of business, I don't object any business ideas. So nonprofit. For donating to nonprofit like United Way, nonprofit like Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, those kind of nonprofit donor typically give contribution to the organization, and then they can deduct it because they support that particular vision, mission, social cost of that nonprofit. So a lot of nonprofit you can get online to look at their social costs, right? So for example, Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit is 501c3. And that summit is level up the knowledge for immigrant business owners so they can come into United States and do business just like everyone else, understand the rules and regulations, and conduct their business properly and grow their business into legendary stories, right? So that is kind of the purpose of the nonprofit. So we do get we do see donations coming in from different financial institutions, from individuals, from the award recipients from the past. So those are donations that can be tax deductible. So donor, if you're the one donated to either political campaign or nonprofit, know that the receipt is important. You may say that, well, why? Political donations, you can't even deduct anything. I don't care to keep to keep my receipt. Nobody would care. It is my own money anyway. You do care because sometimes the organization come in to do the compliance review, and they would ask for the receipt. They may be sampling you out, say, hey, Ying, can you provide confirmation that you have donated this money to this campaign? They may be asking you for that. Then you have the receipt and you can prove that is what it is. So helping the political PAC organization to to stay there and to continue serve the purpose, right? We want them to be successful. We want to see them doing the right thing. So that is where the political donation, nonprofit charitable donation, the difference come in. So now you may say that, what are the political donations? Contributions to political parties, candidates, or campaigns. Donations are used to fund the campaign activities, including advertising, event, and an outreach effect. And for example, when JD Vance went to the shop to buy his lunch, and these are money they have to spend. And so normally it's paid by the campaign activity money. Those are coming from political donations, right? So the way to donate is cash, direct financial support via credit card, bank account, those kind of donation, and a fund transfer. And remember, Elon Musk is giving $45 million a month to Trump's political campaign organization. So I'm pretty sure he's not paying that out of credit card. So it must be electronic fund transfer, right? And a fundraising event. So in the fundraising event, money raised through the event, such as dinner auction and gala. Have you gone to those kind of event? I have. And so in those events, and you put in the political donations, those should come out of your personal check. I remember in my early days, there was a local congresswoman was running for her district where I live. And I didn't really, at that time, I actually didn't really quite understand at that time the donation, how they scrutinize the checks. So when I made my donation on that day, I just happened didn't bring my personal checkbook. So I bought in the company checkbook. So I wrote $100. It's not a big donation, it's a small amount for $100. And then the campaign staff followed me and said that Ying, can you change that to personal check, because we can get from the company check to make this political donation. So that's where I learned, oh yes, I need to have a personal check to do that. I need, if I pay out of credit card, it need to be my personal credit card. So those are the things, you come through and you will make those donations knowing very well it's not going to show up on your 1040 Schedule A for contribution, donation, even though it is called donation. And it is also, if it is your business decided to support PAC, the Political Action Committee, if you want to do that, and your business cannot deduct that as business expense, you need to leave that as a business owner distribution. So in the end, it is your personal money anyway. So why are you bothered with that? I would just write a personal check for it. So in-kind match can be all kind of things, right? So like lawyers, accountant, consultant can provide professional service as an in-kind match. So those are things related to political donation and the tax implications for donors. So for you, when you write a check, the tax deductibility general rules is political contributions are generally not tax deductible for federal income tax purposes. This includes donations to political candidates and your political action committees. And of course, there are exceptions, donations to certain charitable organizations that engage in political activities may be deductible, but only if the primary purposes of that organization is charitable, not political. For example, if United Way and getting into initiative of, preparing people to vote and getting them to register. So that is kind of like political side of activities. But United Way in general is supporting all kind of causes in our society. So if you donate to United Way and you earmark that into a voter education, then you still can deduct it because it is United Way as a whole is still a proper, non-political, nonprofit organization. And reporting requirement, though, while the political donations are not deductible, it's still important to keep receipt, you see. So to make sure that you support the compliance with the campaign finance law. So there is a law and specifically guarding the campaign finance. So you want to be in compliance with that and keep your personal tracking there. And the impact on tax liability, no deduction in taxable income. Political donations do not reduce taxable income or provide any tax benefit. And the donor should consider lack of tax benefit when planning for the donation. So made it really clear, right? So political donation is really the one that come from your core self. There's no benefit to it. But did you say there's no benefit to it at all? I cannot say for sure. I think the big donors do get benefit out of the political win of the candidate they donated. That's why you have heard of there are companies they donate equally to both candidates because they don't know who is winning. So they want to show up at the time that when the candidate did win, and they are the support organization. But you also have political donors, those large companies, for example, Elon Musk, and we see him jumping up and down at Trump's rally. For some reason, I don't even think Trump likes it. It just like it's a little crazy, right? But it takes a crazy person to create electric cars for folks to drive. So grain and salt, and what can you say? Like some famous artists, they're crazy too, like Van Gogh, and he fall in love with this lady and cut his ear off and send it as a gift to the lady. Is he crazy? Absolutely. But is his art beautiful? Absolutely. So no opinion on that. It's just to say that as a political donor, and especially the MAGA donor, and they absolutely have benefit. It is impossible for them to not get any benefit. All right, so tax implementations for recipients. So like Trump's Make America Great Again organization, it is not a taxable income for them. So even though they got $45 million every month from Elon Musk and is free, they don't have to pay taxes. So contribution received by political candidates and the political action committee are generally not considered taxable income. And many political organizations are exempt from federal taxes under Section 527. And their use of funds they can use for campaign expenses. Donation must be used for campaign related expense, such as advertising, staff salary, event cost, and stuff like that. Funds cannot be used for personal expense related to campaign. And that is such a fine line, right? Sometimes you say that it's the candidate wardrobe or their foundations, orange foundations. Are they are they part of campaign expense? I don't know. And I didn't really work on that part of accounting and audit at all. So I don't really have any opinion. I don't know exactly how they judge that. But is that campaign related? I think Trump don't put orange foundation on if he's not in the campaign trail. So that's all what I can say, how far it goes. Political organization requirement and regulation. So this is again on the recipient side. If you give money to political organization for political candidate and they have certain requirement, this is FEC is one of those things I was talking about. They have regulations and you have to do certain things. And I have never really done a accounting for somebody's campaign. And I did at one time was proposed to do something like that. So I went in to study that, knows a little bit. So, so I know how to work the work, but it didn't become fruition. The candidate didn't really decided not to run. So, all of our things we put together, it didn't come into operation. But with that background, and I understand a little deeper of that than people who had never come to this side of the world. So the Federal Election Commission regulations really require, there's a reporting requirement from this regulatory body, and there's also requirement from IRS. So for example, a political action committee, PAC, and raises 50,000 through small donations. The PAC must file a form 8872 with IRS to detail the contributions and how the funds were spent. Okay, so 50,000 is that threshold and you need to report. But of course, if Federal Election Commission, a regulatory body is at your door wanting to see how you generate all these $1 million and whether that is an appropriate donation, because you don't pay taxes for it. So they want to make sure that you really do use that money for your campaign related activities so they can come in to audit you on compliance. Then you will be giving out who is your donor and all of that information. And the political organization also receive penalties and the non-compliance notifications and from the FEC and also from IRS. So these are the two regulatory, I would say one regulatory body and the other IRS is regulatory to everybody, right? Not just for PAC, and they regulate our 1040, they regulate our business. So IRS has business to do to make sure that you guys receiving all these millions and you don't pay income tax. Are you sure? They want to make sure that Elon Musk paid income tax for it, right? Because he really should not be donating these money and deducting out of his business. So that is what, you know, how our tax system is so perfect, I'll tell you. Because if Elon Musk made money and sold Tesla cars and got $50 billion distributions to himself, so he used that to pay for $45 million a month for the campaign donation. And I can, you know, I would say that I'm not sure Elon Musk did not donate to Harris' campaign. It's just not on the media, doesn't mean he doesn't. So he could donate on both parties. So with that said, and that money, he already paid income tax. So he donate, then coming to PAC, coming into these political organizations, they don't pay taxes, right? So they just spend it. So you see in our system, somebody already paid taxes for it, right? So that's why, and this is the political donations, you don't run through taxes for zero. Somebody paid taxes for it. So, but it's different from you donate to nonprofit organization like United Way. Because when you donate to United Way, you run away from paying income tax. That money went to United Way, right? United Way spending it, they also don't pay taxes. So that line of money did not run through income tax. Make sense? All right. So let's look at my next slides for this. And this is where the transparency, accountability are super important for FEC and for IRS. So disclosure requirement and public access. So we should be able to look at how they spend the money, and the detailed reporting should give us the information. That's why the media has a lot to say about how they use the campaign money. So I think that's a good rule, and we should, you know, you're using these money to run your political organization. We want to make sure that you follow the rules. A political action committee, PAC, and you know that you can set those up. Literally, I have seen these being set up by trade organization, right? For example, the CPA society, and we have PAC because there are things we want to influence political bodies. So the PAC organization is everywhere. And if you have a group of people with certain concerns wanting to influence political candidates, yeah, you can go for a PAC. PAC undergoes a external audit to verify compliance with FEC, that, and IRS regulations. The audit helps to identify the areas that for improvement and all that, they can be penalized, they can be shut down. So it's really important that we knew this is public managed entities, and the government transparency and accountability audit is critical. It's important. All right. Challenges and considerations in US political system. Do I need to say anything about that? You all know that, right? So the misreporting and the fraud, political organizations sometimes fail to accurately report donations because they don't pay taxes on it and they don't report accurately and they don't report expenditure properly, leading to discrepancies. Whoa, yeah, there's $45 million from Elon Musk. And they printed a Bible for $1 million. And what happened to the Bible? Oh, it got sold to Oklahoma. That sounds fishy. That sounds wrong. And there has been instance for fraudulent activities such as misappropriation of funds, or false reporting. Okay. Yes, in my world, I really used to believe that the false reporting, it is something rarely happen. Who is going to purposefully cheating, lying, and going about their business that way? But there are more. Since 2018, I have learned it is very easy for people to do. And so this kind of organization is very helpful to reinforce, making sure we restore the moral standards in our business practice. Influence of money in politics, large donations from wealthy individuals like Elon Musk and the corporations and special interest groups can lead to disproportionate influence over political candidates and their policies when they get into the office. Of course, there is a risk that political decisions may favor donors' interest over public good. Of course, if that is becoming this way. But of course, with our regulatory bodies, with our good men and women in the government, so things would not go this way in a very legitimate, obvious fashion. We at least want to see people to hide that as much as they want to do it if they have to do it. And you don't want this kind of deed come out to be in the public and they don't even care. They're like, yes, I just do it. What are you going to do to me? Right? That would not be good. Accountability issue, ensuring that political organizations are held accountable for their financial activities remains a significant challenge. I quote that from a report from the FEC. So that's really what we need to recognize. So as a political donor, and when you donate, look at who you donate that to. And go to FEC website to pull out whether that organization is in good standing or not. And making sure that they use your money, your funds for campaign and not for something else that you don't desire to see. All right, so much about donation, right? I think I give you a pretty complete picture of political donation. And to do that, and election is on November 5th. Remember our Tuesday 30 minutes, that's all about elections. So I hope you learned one or two things from me today, and making sure that it is our tax planning season, folks. If you want to do your taxes properly, if you want to be efficient with your tax liabilities and not to pay IRS tips, you pay taxes, we're okay, but we don't need you to pay tips to IRS because they don't need any. They just want you to pay taxes properly. So with that, and come to do tax planning with us, and our firm is the only firm opens on Saturday all year round. Not like some CPA firms or like HR blogs. They open on Saturday during tax season. Otherwise, you can't find them anymore. And we're here 6 days a week and 52 weeks a year. So make sure you come to us if you need us and you have the phone number and you have the web address. And we are over 6,000 subscribers. Be a subscriber to our channel. Go on to YouTube to support us. All right. I will see you again on Saturday.